All right, we're live again. We're broadcasting from the Holy Spirit's radio show. I am your host, Minister G.L. Harden, and as I had said earlier, that we're going to be going back live on the Blog Talk Radio show on Blog Talk Radio next month in April. That'll be around April 10th, I believe it's on a Sunday. April 9th, I believe it is on in about a week. We'll be going live again on Blog Talk Radio, doing our shows from there. But in the meantime, I've been working on doing these shows live via YouTube and Ustream just to get a feedback and get a feel of our listeners and trying to reel in more listeners as well. I'm going to talk about a few things today, man. I'm going to talk about Maxine Waters and that dilemma. Also, the situation with Sean Spicer, or whatever his name is, and April Ryan, I believe her name was, a top reporter in her league, and how they've been really, you see the pattern of how black women are being mistreated, and also the fact that the situations of how black women are being talked to at these workforce in the corporate world, and how at many times there are key words that are used to describe black women's attitude: aggressive, you're not smiling, turn it down, you're too loud, and this is a wonderful subject, because I have a friend of mine, amazingly, and she's in the corporate world, and she's always being attacked, but primarily by white women, and how her tone, her response, she's not smiling. If she's focused on work, and what's wrong? What are you looking at? There's always some type of emotional charge that these white workers and men and women are trying to get out of black women in particular. And the reason why you can't say black men, because in most cases they don't have black men. Because they don't want that kind of power. I mean, unless he is somewhat either gay or effeminized in some kind of way, you're not going to have a strong black man in the corporate force. Not going to happen. I'd say less than 10% that's going to happen in the corporate world. You're going to see a strong black man. Ain't going to happen too soon. So I'm going to wind it up by talking about Mississippi jails, man, and how this demonic system that we have with the prison system, especially with the preschool to prison pipeline, is really, man, this is big business. Big business. And I'm going to talk about that and more. And I may, if I have time, play this wonderful insert from my dear brother, Dr. Amos Wilson, who talks about when you're dealing with incarceration, he talks about the criminalization of the incarceration, and how, as a people coming out of slavery and still being prisoners of war, that the amount of abuse and suffering that we've and our ancestors have partaken in, because it's still going on, people. Don't let them fool you that, oh, well, that happened back then. The devil is a liar. This stuff is still going on today. And I'm going to be talking about how a lot of women were talking about the racism in the workplace, and how ridiculous this situation is. But I want to play this wonderful insert, man, dealing with Maxine Waters and what happened with that situation with our dear sister when Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, but Bill O'Reilly attacked our sister in the most ridiculous way. When she was on a few days ago, and Bill O'Reilly decided instead of listening to what she was talking about, the particular subject, Bill O'Reilly kept saying that he couldn't get past her hair. that Maxine Waters had a hairstyle like James Brown. And of course, the next day, later on, he goes back to apologize. But even in his apology, he's laughing. It's almost like they probably just had a meeting and they said, you know what, just apologize for it and move on. And that's exactly what he did. He just apologized for it and moved on. But so amazing, man, that these people are really that weak and that self-centered to where you know they don't have a problem being the devil. And I'm putting that mildly as I possibly can. And what I mean by being the devil, they always got some issue going on of creating they create an environment that that creates negativity, um, just a lot of anger and frustration among people, and all of this is a part of the white supremacy system. The one thing about the devil, people keep forgetting, he's the author of confusion. So you got Bill O'Reilly, you got the guy Sean Hannity. They always got to keep you frustrated and confused. That's the whole platform of evilness. And yet they put on a suit and tie, and white folks think these are the smartest guys in the world, and they only Satan disciples. So I'm gonna play this insert, man, so let you guys hear it, if I may. Let me see if I can find this play on here. I'm gonna see if I can find it and give you guys a gist of what I'm talking about. Um, that with basically, I'm gonna play the Maxine Waters, um, her reply to Bill O'Reilly's attack on her, and you're going to see why black women have always been the most strongest, most powerful thing on this planet. I'm gonna play this thing for you real quick. Or scare you, be who you are, do what you do, and let us do what you do, and let us get on with discussing the real issues of this. If I'm having an issue with playing this thing. Just bear with me just 1 second. I'm trying to see what's going on with it. I don't have an issue with this thing. Yeah. This is amazing. And so we know about that checkered past. And we also know that when a woman stands up and speaks truth to power, that there will be attempts to put her down. And so I'm not going to be put down. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to stay on the issues. And the issues are basically these. We have a president of the United States who does not deserve to be president. We have a president of the United States who's wrapped his arms around Putin and Russia and the Kremlin. And I believe
that if we do credible investigations, particularly if we have independent investigations, that they will find that there was collusion. This president has come into this office. He's disrespected our allies across the world. He has tried to dismantle comprehensive health care for everybody under the Obamacare. This is a president who won't even show his taxes. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to distract. That's a tactic that they use. So when you talk about them, when you pin them down, when you're able to unveil all that they're doing, they'll try to shut you down. I am not going anywhere. I'm going to stay on message. I'm going to fight for the people of this country. I'm going to fight for comprehensive health care. And I don't care about Bill O'Reilly or Els or Trump or any of them. We have a responsibility as elected officials to do good public policy in the best interest of all the people.
So that was Maxine Waters, sticking to the subject and not being a hoodwink into the drama of the the pettiness of it all. And she was talking about, at the end she talked about how she's not really concerned about Bill O'Reilly and his little antics, because Maxine Waters, as Bill O'Reilly admitted, she's a very serious and smart and serious woman, and she knows what she's talking about. That's what Bill O'Reilly said about Maxine Waters, and the fact that, but you have to understand and remind you now, Dan, I think it was Ted Koppel. I'm sorry, Ted Koppel was on Sean Hannity, I think his name is. He was on his show, I think either Monday or Tuesday, and Ted Koppel told him that he told Hannity, in short, that I'm gonna just play this thing for you. I'm gonna see can it play.
Ideology more important than facts. What he's really saying there is I'm a liar. That's what he's saying. And I don't lie to my audience. And you know something? If he has any...
No. Basically, that was showing... That's not what I wanted you guys to hear. He's basically trying to rebuttal on what Ted Koppel said to Sean Hannity. And I'm going to see if that...
Money doesn't grow on trees, but don't tell that to career politician Karen Handel.
We have to give some credit to the American people that they're somewhat intelligent and that they know the difference between an opinion show and a news show.
Yeah.
You're cynical. Look at it.
I am cynical because,
You think we're bad for America? You think I'm bad for America?
Yeah.
You do?
In the long haul, I think you and all these opinion shows...
That's sad, Ted.
No, you know why?
That's sad.
Because you're very good at what you do, and because you have attracted a significantly more influential...
Let me finish the sentence.
Let me finish the sentence before you do that.
With all due respect.
You have attracted people who are determined that ideology is more important than facts.
And that's what I want to play for you guys, because and that's why I always tell white folks that you got to be mindful, because what people like Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity, Sean Spicer, and Paul Ryan, whatever his name is, all these knuckleheads, man, who call themselves right wingers, Tea Party, they really think, as white folks, you so dumb. We can tell you anything that makes it look like the world is against you, and you'll buy it. When all the while, what they're doing is they are getting their pockets fatter by all these, the Mercer family, the Rockefellers, and so on and so forth, even the Gates family, are making these politicians fatter, putting their agendas through. I'm gonna give a quick example. They passed a law here in Georgia somewhere. I forgot what part of Georgia, talking about no assimilation. meaning you can't assemble as a march or anything. Georgia, out of all damn places, home of Dr. King. And they so busy, these white politicians, male and female, particularly female, are thinking about Black Lives Matter. And that's how these Sean Hannity, these white little demons want them to think for themselves. You see, you got to be divided and separated in order for evil to work and white supremacy to operate. Can't operate together. As strange as that may sound, but hear me out. So they sit there and they pass a law. Yeah, you can't assemble, and they thinking they doing it for Black Lives Matter or anything else dealing with a black person being assaulted by a white person or a police officer or whatever. And the hidden agenda is when we come down on all y'all asses, martial law, you dumbass white folks that voted for this shit, you got to get your ass in line too. And I keep telling white folks, they coming for you too. Don't you ever think that because you white, you're right. Because these people don't think they white. The Gates and all the people I mentioned, they see you as white. And if you're white, you ain't nothing but a nigga anyway. You just get a bigger piece of the pie. But at the end of the day, they take in everything. Everything. And they keep showing you all these movies and shows of a colony, showing you how they're going to come down on every single person they can. It's about New World Order. Ain't got a damn thing to do with black and white. Don't give a damn. If you don't have, then you a damn have not. I don't care. You making your husband making $8 million a year. That ain't no money. His ass gonna be sitting right next to me. What's going on? What's happening? Stop being such a fool and a sucker. One body, one God. That's how it's going to end. So, Sean, this idiot, secretary of whatever he is, secretary, whatever, of the White House, Sean Spicer, the guy that gets on every night and lies for the president, that jackass. So, this one sister named April, I think her name was April Ryan. This one sister, she's a well-renowned reporter. So just a month or two ago, a little over a month ago, Donald Trump asked her in a press conference when she asked about the Black Caucus or whatever, what it was. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, asked his sister, "Did you know him? Well, can you set a meeting up for him?" Right in the middle of a press conference, he's asking April Ryan to set up a meeting with him and the Black Caucus. So amazing. And just this past week, Sean Spicer jumps on her and tells her to stop shaking her head because she was asking him about the Russia situation, which all reporters do, and they come back with and he would never answer the question. He would always dodge the question and lie and say, "We all know, no, hell we don't." If I ask you a question, it's either yes, that happened, or no, don't we all know, and brush it off and think we're going to move on because you didn't answer the question. And as a reporter, their job is to find solutions and get questions answered or things solved. So anyway, he's telling his sister while he's trying to respond to her angrily, mind you, to stop shaking her head as if she's a 2-year-old child. So, again, Maxine Waters, April Ryan. You see the pattern? So here's an insert from my dear sister, who's always on the front line talking about April Ryan. Her and a few of her colleagues, they were talking about it briefly about the situation.
Crime today, if you will, was being a black woman at work. And Sean Spicer cannot handle that.
Stop. Give me a break. That's absurd.
You know what?
That's
you guys are delusional.
Harris, why
you
don't
guys
you
are
believe
delusional if you don't think that's a problem.
That's just,
this is the same person.
stupid.
Ben, I'm not done. I'm just getting started.
You're never done.
Problem. That's fine. Neither are you, buddy. Here's the issue. April Ryan is the same person who Donald Trump said to her, well, why don't you set up this meeting with the CDC? Those are your friends, right? They have an issue. Their agenda is with April Ryan, the fact that she is a credible, notable journalist in the Black community. Her only angle is ensuring that this particular White House and this administration and the policies that they push forth are reported in a fair way to our community.
I'm not saying she's not credible. I'm not saying she's not credible. I'm not saying, let me finish. I'm not saying she's not credible. What I'm saying is let's be intellectually honest and not lie about her viewpoint. Her viewpoint has been consistently, since January the 20th, very antagonistic and not covering this White House in a decent way on...
Hold on. She's following the story about the leaks. And if you say she has an agenda, wouldn't you think a reporter who identifies him or herself as a conservative, don't you think that reporter would have an agenda as well? It seems like a reporter should not identify themselves by ideology.
John, when you get pushback, look at the conservative reporters from conservative organizations that had to deal with the Obama administration, and they were basically iced out by the Obama administration. They never gave them interviews. They rarely called them for questions. You should be glad that you have a White House that's willing to have a back and forth with people that disagree with them. But when they do push back, it doesn't mean that they went rogue. It doesn't mean that they went rogue. It means that they fought back.
Yeah, that's the debate that was going on about April Ryan, the reporter. And then again, you have the situation with the missing girls that's been going on, and some of that has not been credible, but they are missing girls. Don't get it twisted, and don't get it twisted. And you look at in the sex trafficking, more than 40% of sex trafficking victims are Black women. And this is according to an annual Black Women's Roundtable report. So, as you can see, the parallel of Black women being mistreated and disrespected in such a profound way, man. I mean, this shit's, pardon my French, but this shit is crazy. And I played this insert from D.L. Hughley talking about Black men not standing up for Black women, and he was enraged. He was talking about the situation with the sisters that were being harassed and beauty salons, and how in 2 incidents they were physically manhandled by the store owners, and yet nobody attacked the store owner or lashed out at him to set that sister free, or those sisters free. And see, this thing to me goes all the way back to slavery, when the master would always degrade the Black man in order to let the Black woman know that he might be king in Africa, but he ain't shit over here in America. And then you fast forward, when slaves were free, it was primarily women who were landowners. It wasn't men primarily; it was women. And then you move on to the Black Wall Street, and we had great progress. And then you had the 40s and 50s and so forth, and then you had the feminist movement that began to slow it down. Black women joining white women with the feminist movement, and then you had all the welfare that came in that said that in order for you to get free food stamps and vouchers for your light bill and for your rent and even your daycare, you can't have a man. You damn sure can't be married. And then you fast forward, you got the rap game and gangster rap, particular. It started coming out because New York wasn't doing that. I mean, the rap started in New York, but you had, Sugar Hill Gang and all that. They hip out, they jam about, just partying, having a good time. Grandmaster Flash, like a jungle. You flip over, we're nobody dissing women, for the most part, I'm saying, to a gangster rap. That creation that them Jews came up with, and they put together Ice Cube and and Dr. Dre, no dumbass. I know y'all love them, but they were used to offset Public Enemy and their positive movement, fight to power. They can't have that. Let's give them something to distract them. Yeah, we don't love them hoes. And now you got 13, 10-year-old kids walking down the street singing, we don't love them hoes and biatch. All this foolishness. Till it runs in your spirit, into your subconscious. That a black woman, when it's time to have a discussion, a serious discussion. I'm talking about black men, young black men. Now she got to be a bitch and a hoe. Because you don't want to deal with real issues, like paying your half of the rent, or taking care of your damn self. Now you want to run to the street to your homeboys, and now she's a bitch and a hoe. And fast forward, we are the most studied human being on the planet. White man is saying they don't give a shit about their own women, and they're the ones God put here first. White men know this shit. All that stuff. I'm a God. God put woman here first. I know what the Bible tell you. He put a woman here first. She didn't come out no man's real. And so we see this funnel of self-hatred towards the white woman, the black woman, from primarily black men. A few days ago, I listened to Zaza Ali, wonderful sister. She has a wonderful book called Black Matters, Volume 1 and 2. Urge y'all to get that book, man. I don't have the book on me right now, but I have both books, Black Matters 1 and 2, and she talks about the homosexuality situation, black men not being accountable and responsible for their duties as men, young men and older. The separation between the black man and the black woman. Wonderful book, man. You ought to get it. You can go to zazaali.com and get that book. And particularly women, I urge you to get that book, man. Get volume 1 and get volume 2. And man, I'm telling you, that book will give you detailed explanation on why it is where we are in this predicament where we are today. And nevertheless, Zaza was talking with Boyce Watkins on his show about the missing black girls, and Zaza, I love what she did, because she did a show before that. Before she went on the Boyce Watkins, she did her own show. You can subscribe to her YouTube channel, Zaza Ali, and she showed a sequence of patterns of black men prostituting and pimping black women. Because you can't sit there and run on the black girls are missing, the white people. No. Deal with your own backyard first. And have the black man, especially this dumb Negro that from Chicago came down here and had eight girls in a house, pimping them, got them tricking, dancing at strip clubs, and so forth. And there's too many black men that are running black women into sex trafficking. And just find them at malls and whatnot. I was watching Judge Mathis earlier, and his mother, now she's in her 60s, now she's holy water, but for 30-something years she was a crack addict and a cocaine addict. And then she only had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. When her daughter turned 12, she gave her daughter to the dope man in exchange for drugs. And fast forward, She ended up having 10 kids, and her daughter is now going around in sex trafficking rings. They get in and out of sex trafficking rings now, and you see the pattern. You see the pattern. That ain't white folks. That's people hurting people. Hurt people hurting people. Dr. Joy DeGruy, as of today, she's doing a wonderful conference about healing. And one thing black folks have never done, they've never gotten healing from all the suffering. And they did a DNA test that said that slavery, post-traumatic slavery, is NID from way back 400 some years ago, is still in our DNA today, which makes a whole lot of sense of why black folks act the way they do. Mistreating women. I don't date black women. I can't stand black women. So amazing, man. So amazing. And then here we are now. We got sisters on the job, frustrated in the workplace. And again, as I said earlier, I got a friend of mine. She goes through it every day. Every day. You know, she said she went to the bathroom and went gone 5 minutes. Came back, the white man said, wow. And she said, he said this several times. Wow, I thought you quit. When she gets back from the restroom. So she said she got smart. She made a very pretty little sign that she sticks on her computer, and she said, I'll be back, went to the restroom. And then, then that little chatter stopped. But it's just amazing, man. This wonderful article was written by the sister named Erin Canty. Erin Canty, wonderful sister, wrote this article for Upworthy. And she's talking about the infuriating stories of casual workplace racisms are just the tip of the iceberg when we're dealing with black women. She wrote this article a few days ago. And she said March 28th, 2017 was a big day for small white men with too much power. And instead of listening or responding to her points, she was talking about Bill O'Reilly disrespecting Maxine Waters, and then again Sean Spicer and April Ryan, that triggered her to write this article, and so amazing, man, that beautiful article that she wrote, and the response was so amazing. And I'm gonna play Maxine Waters' response, because I like what she said dealing with Bill O'Reilly and his shenanigans, because people kept asking her about that, and she just continued to stay her course, man, and stay focused on the issue at hand, and not
to get approved for a mortgage. That newly listed ranch will be,
and not delve into all the drama, because they thought she was gonna be an angry black woman and say something, crazy. But this Maxine Waters is a veteran, man, and here she is real quick. Maxine Waters talking about that Bill O'Reilly situation.
Well, O'Reilly had a really disparaging thing to say about you. He apologized, but then proceeded apparently to attack you again on this program tonight, and I wondered if you wanted to respond to that.
No, I'm not responding to him. First of all, let me thank Hillary Clinton for standing up for all women, and in particular for black women. And let me just say this. I'm a strong black woman, and I cannot be intimidated. I cannot be undermined. I cannot be thought to be a friend of Bill O'Reilly or anybody. And I'd like to say to women out there everywhere, don't allow these right-wing talking heads, these dishonorable people, to intimidate you or scare you. Be who you are, do what you do, and let us get on with discussing the real issues of this country. Bill O'Reilly and Roger Ailes have no credibility. They have been sued by women. They've had to pay millions of dollars out in fines for harassment and other kinds of things. And so we know about that checkered past. And we also know that when a woman stands up and speaks truth to power, that there will be attempts to put her down. And so I'm not going to be put down. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to stay on the issues.
Wonderful insert by our sister.
You could spend days weeding through financial documents to refinance your home, or
wonderful insert by Maxine Waters talking about this subject. And I want to read some of these hashtags that some sisters they were saying on Facebook about about black women. Well, this sister named Brittany Packnett, she said this happens to black women every day at work. And another sister said, I'm 5 feet tall, 90 pounds, former cheerleader. Told I was intimidating and off-putting by a colleague on the third day. 5 feet tall, 90 pounds, and a former cheerleader, and said she was intimidating, off-putting by her colleagues on the third day at work. So amazing. It's so amazing, man. It says Alex Mitchell said, having to smile every time you ask someone to do anything so they don't get defensive and say, you seem angry. Another, Jay Penny, she wrote, she wears her hair out, and I like your hair. Where's the bun? You cut your hair? Yeah, so yeah, she's talking about her hair here. It's one sister. And is one sister, Courtney Thomas, say they greet her, the white people, I'm saying, hey girlfriend. And another one said a guy named Cynthia said a guy from his mom's office came in and told her mom to make him coffee, but the white guy didn't know that the mama was the boss. That's what he was coming to see. Another one said that they were being told that they were being bitchy and rude. And another one said, a sister named Darth, she said, I asked an outside presenter a question in a normal speaking voice, and he asked me later if I was upset. Again, the devil, man, the devil. And or another sister named Camilla Taylor said, white folks say, oh, you're so well spoken. So amazing, man. On and on. Women are speaking out and expressing situations on their job and how they are being, mistreated or like dumbed down to a certain degree. And again, man, the author of confusions. I'm trying to tell you, it's amazing. So amazing, man. Wow. One girl said, Missy Christie said, she's on the phone. She's a pharmacist, by the way. And she said, the person on the phone would say, can I speak to a pharmacist? And she said, no. She was on the phone. She was at the pharmacist, wherever it was. And she said she's talking to, I guess, a customer about something. And Then the person asked, "Can I speak to a pharmacist?" And she said, "I am the pharmacist." And the white lady says, "Oh, well, the white lady." She said, "Oh, I thought it was him." She points at the white guy who was the tech. Now, mind you, the sister's answering her questions, but I guess she's not good enough. And this attorney, she said that another first-year associate that worked at their at the firm, she was wearing hot pink hair. And she said nobody said shit to her. That's the word she used, shit. Imani Gandhi. She said, there was a time I ran to a judge in a courtroom in downtown LA, and he assumed I was a defendant and not a lawyer. So amazing, man. Here she is, a lawyer, and the judge thinking she's a damn defendant or something. So amazing. And Aisha Jr. says she goes to this place, and she said, and mind you, she's a faculty member. And she said she asked, I guess, somebody behind the counter. She said, I like to check on the status of the book for this class. And the faculty members do, and the staff said the faculty member does that. And she said, I am the faculty member. You know, on and on, man. I mean, the story is on and on, dealing with what black women have to go with on a daily basis, and that's why it's so important, man. It's so important that you know yourselves, you know, and know who you are. Because when you don't know yourselves, man, this kind of stuff. I mean, and I talked to my friend about this. This kind of stuff here can ruin a family and a marriage, man. Because all this mess, you know, it's bad enough you got to get up, drive an hour and a half in damn traffic one way, and then going to a job, walking on eggshells, getting harassed the whole damn day. Get back in that damn car. Another hour and a half or so in the car. And God forbid, if you got kids, you got to pick them up, go get something to eat. So you're talking about you leave your house around 6 o'clock in the morning. You may not get home to 8:30 at night to do this shit 5 days a week. And then you get home, you got a husband that don't support you, a boyfriend, don't help out, want to sit around and play, you know, and play Xbox all damn day, or what have you. So amazing, man. You have to understand. Another person I want to suggest too is Neely Fuller. Get his book, Neely Fuller, as well, because he helps you really understand what you're getting into, and also you can check out the brother Philippe Matthews. He did a wonderful show, with Professor Kaba, and they were talking about cooning, COOONING, cooning, and how you have to do a little bit of cooning on the job, but how you get through the cooning to get to where you need to get to. See, there's a method to this madness, and I told my friend, I said, you need to do a class on this stuff, man. You need to do a class, because there's so many women who aren't spiritually connected, do not have a relationship with God, and don't know how to deal with these issues on these jobs, and it's driving them crazy. It's destroying the personal lives, the social lives, the family life. I'm telling you, and they end underpaid on top of all of that. You got to know how to fight the enemy, man. You got to know how to go in there and handle that situation, or else you're going to end up quitting that job, going to find another job, or less paying job, and it's going to be the same drama. Same drama. I saw this article, man, dealing with Mississippi. And Mississippi, I did a show in Mississippi some years ago, 4 years ago, about the preschool to prison pipeline, and on how Mississippi on how they they were railroading young black kids from age as early as 8 years of age, man, all the way up, of course, to 2021 to prison, but particularly grade school kids. They were locking them up. I'm talking about taking them to juvenile hall for wearing the wrong socks, for flanching, for running in the hallway. Mind you, I didn't say nothing about fighting and carrying a weapon. None of that. Just basic stuff they were doing. They were locking them up and putting them in the juvenile system. And they had a huge, especially in the late 80s and early to mid 90s, they had an overpopulation of jails. These kids were being sent to juvenile hall so much, the hell they dropped out of school by the age of 12, 13. And they kept this quiet as a church mouse. As this foolishness was going on, you didn't see anybody reporting this stuff. Got so bad where the Department of Justice had to jump in there and bust the whole thing up. So amazing. So amazing. And so eventually, a lot of people lost their jobs, and some law enforcement went to jail over this stuff, man. Some of them went to jail over this. You know, rightly so. But nevertheless, here it is 2017, and once again, Mississippi is in the news. This time, they say that they're losing inmates, and and the loss of revenue. So this article was written actually last year, and the county supervisor sent a statement out that said that if they do not send us our inmates back, we can't make it, said one county supervisor. And the county officials across Mississippi are warning of job losses and deep deficits as local jails are being deprived of state inmates needed to keep them afloat. And the corporate says local officials in state government and private prisons, which are looking to boost their own revenue as sentencing and drug policy reforms are sending fewer bodies into the correctional system. So in short, you got certain private prisons that are taking these inmates in now. You know, the ones for Walmart, Victoria's Secrets, Verizon, T-Mobile, all of made a change. You can the Target, Kmart, Macy's, anybody you can think of that's major. They're buying these prisons in your area, and instead of sending them to the county, they're sending them to these private prisons. So this thing was so smooth how it worked out, man, because in the late 1990s, as I said, it was an overcrowded Mississippi prison system, and it buckled under the weight of mass incarceration, that Clinton era. And the state asked local government to build local correctional institutions to house these state prisoners, and it was billed as a win-win for the city. But the Mississippi Department of Corrections would foot the bill for the prisoner, and the counties would get good jobs guarding them. And the state guaranteed that the local jails would never be less than 80% occupied, and the locals would get a 3% boost in compensation each year. So amazing, man. They guaranteed it. We're going to have these jails filled 80% every year until the end of time. Mississippi. So after a few years, the state offered a new deal. Instead of the 3% bump, they would give the local more and more prisoners, thus boosting the total revenue. And today, the state pays about $30 a day per prisoner to the regional facilities, a deal that worked for everybody as long as the buildings were stuffed with bodies. And Scott Strickland, he's the president of Stone County Board of Supervisors, said reforms at the state and local levels have shrunk the prison population. And federal laws took some part in that, allowing prisoners to serve only a certain percentage of their term, he said. Also, they've reduced prison sentences for certain drug-related offenses. That's one thing Obama did before he left with the Prison Reform Act. And so these good white folks are mad, and these judges, and these county and these city officials, because these Negroes ain't getting long-term sentences no more. And a lot of them got out before Obama left office. He let a lot of folks go. And as this wave of mass incarceration receded, Mississippi controversy has local and state officials talking openly about how harmful locking up fewer people will be for the economy, confirming the suspicion of those who argue the mass incarceration is not merely a strategy directed at crime prevention, but under the administration of Reagan and Clinton, incarceration, a social tool, was used for punishment and became more of a major job creator, again, under the Reagan and Clinton era. So amazing, people. So amazing that right now in Mississippi, they're trying to find ways to lock folks up. And now you got Jeff Sessions, and hillbilly from Alabama, as the I think he's the secretary, whatever he is, of defense or whatever he is. Oh, he about to have this thing on and pop. And so Mississippi are complaining that they are losing about $72,000 a month by not having those jails filled up. So basically, what they're saying in Mississippi, and I'm not talking about a city, I'm talking about the whole damn state of Mississippi. So they're issuing a plea to the government to help them lock up more niggas. Pardon my French. So they can get back in the black. And again, they have a demon who's controlling this thing now, and a lot of those reforms that President Obama signed before he left office, this jackass, he's about to say, you know what? We gonna lock these fools back up. So what I'm trying to say is this: in the next 18 months or so, you're going to see a lot of things, a lot of restaurants and retailers shutting down shop. And don't think, oh my God, JCPenney closed. No, they ain't closing. They moving to the prison. they gonna go online because people are so damn lazy now. They're gonna shut down these stores, paying all that damn rent, and have all those clothes made in the prisons, and have your dumb ass buying their clothes online. And they furnish. Macy's too. That's what they're doing, people. You got less jobs and you got disruption in urban communities, black communities, then yeah, crime gonna go up, murder gonna go up. That means now they can get back to business of filling these prisons up. And what's so pathetic about this thing is this: the local jail are feuding with the private prison system, saying you got too many inmates. We need some back. And the private prison saying, hell no. You know, we get tax money from this and kickbacks from this and grant money for these Negroes. Go lock some more up. We got these right here. So you see the evil on both sides of that. Both sides of that. And Donald Trump has an investment in private prisons too, by the way. Your president. Don't give a damn. He did transfer a power of attorney to his sons. He's still getting paid off them prison systems. So amazing, man. We got to begin to rebuild these communities, man. One block at a time, man. Begin to buy black, invest in these communities. If you can rally together with some people, scrape some money up, man, and buy a gas station. You know, these convenience stores are going for like $25,000, already stocked, turnkey. Just get your liquor license, your permits, and open up shop. Beauty supply store, meat markets, a grocery. Things we need. I ain't saying about no damn nightclub, no strip club. Things we need that we're going to use on a daily basis. A dry goods store that have paper products. You're going to need them. Or survivals. We need a store in the black community that, and I may do something like this. That the Holy Spirit just spoke to me that we sell supplies for like 3 days supplies. I'm sorry, 3 weeks or whatever, food supplies and all that kind of thing. And I think that's something that I really want to begin to look into doing that, because you're gonna need it, man. You're gonna need water, storage, food, lights, flashlights. I'm saying AM radios, plastic, wires, clean clothes, all that. Maybe even a gas mask, some form of mask. We got to get ready, man. These folks ain't playing. They know that their end is near, and they are pulling out all damn stops, and they will not stop. They will not stop until God ends in them, in their lives completely and for good. Listen, my time is up, man, and I thank you guys for tuning into this thing. I hope you share it with somebody. And I want to leave you with this wonderful thing that our dear brother Malcolm said, since we're talking about the black woman and what he said about the black woman.
The most respected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. Then the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, that you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.